Hello, this is Craig Clafter. I'm speaking to you today from L'Anse-aux-Meadows in Newfoundland. This is where the Vikings first landed in North America in the 11th century. I've created this channel to help international students make well-informed decisions in considering study abroad. I hope you find this video useful. This video is about financing Canadian higher education. I will discuss cost of attendance, financial assistance, making payment, and banking in Canada. The cost of attendance includes tuition, fees, for example, student activities or laboratories, room, board, books and supplies, health insurance, technology, and personal expenses, clothing, snacks, stationery. Keep in mind that full scholarships only cover tuition and fees. The University of Alberta in Edmonton, Alberta, is an example of a university medical doctoral. The average cost to international students of an undergraduate education per year at a university medical doctoral is $53,000 Canadian. Engineering, sciences, and management programs tend to be more expensive than arts and social sciences, and Francophone universities tend to be less expensive than Anglophone universities. The average cost to international students of a graduate or professional education per year at a university medical doctoral is between $40,000 Canadian and $95,000 Canadian. Academic arts and sciences degrees are at the lower range, with medical education at the higher range. An example of a university comprehensive is Université de Québec à Montréal in Montreal, Quebec. It is a Francophone university. The average cost to international students of an undergraduate education per year at a university comprehensive is $47,000 Canadian. Engineering, sciences, and management programs tend to be more expensive than arts and social sciences, and Francophone universities tend to be less expensive than Anglophone universities. The average cost to international students of a graduate or professional education per year at a university comprehensive is between $25,000 Canadian and $35,000 Canadian. Academic arts and social science degrees are at the lower range, with engineering and sciences at the higher range. The University of Northern British Columbia in Prince George, British Columbia, is an example of a university undergraduate. The average cost to international students of an undergraduate education per year at a university undergraduate is $35,000 Canadian. The average cost to international students per year for graduate education is $23,000 Canadian. Engineering, sciences, and management programs tend to be more expensive than arts and social sciences, and Francophone universities tend to be less expensive than Anglophone universities. Financial assistance includes scholarships, which are merit-based funding, bursaries, which are need-based funding, fellowships, merit-based funding for doctoral and postdoctoral study, awards, merit and/or need-based assistance, loans, funding that has to be paid back with interest, and teaching assistantships, academic employment, typically for doctoral students. Most financial assistance is awarded by educational institutions. The exception are loans, which often are sourced with banks. Study in Canada scholarships are for students from Azerbaijan, Bhutan, Comoros, Djibouti, Fiji, Kazakhstan, Kiribati, Liberia, Mauritania, Micronesia, Pala, Tonga, Uzbekistan, Turkmenistan, Vanuatu, and Palestinian students from the West Bank, Gaza, and East Jerusalem. Vanier Canada graduate scholarships are open to any student for doctoral study. Both of these awards cover full cost of attending the institution. Short-term program scholarships include Canada ASEAN scholarships and educational exchanges for development, abbreviated as SEED, for mid-career professionals and for students. There are actually two different programs under the SEED initiative. Canada CARICOM leadership scholarships are for students from CARICOM countries, that is in the Caribbean. Canada-Chile leadership exchange scholarships for students from Chile. Canada-China Scholars Exchange for students from China. And Emerging Leaders in the Americas, which is for students in Central and South America and the Caribbean. Note that you should apply through the Canadian higher education institution that has accepted you, with the exception of mid-career professionals in the SEED program and the Canada-China Scholars Exchange. The Canadian Bureau for International Education manages many scholarship and fellowship programs, including African Leaders of Tomorrow Scholarship, full scholarships to students from sub-Saharan Africa to pursue a master's degree in public administration, public policy, or public finances. Canadian Francophonie Scholarship for employed nationals from developing countries of La Francophonie. CHED CBIE scholarships for faculty and non-teaching staff of Philippine higher education institutions. Ciencias Sem Fronteiras scholarships. Brazilian post-secondary students in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics are eligible. International Atomic Energy Agency fellowships for students from developing countries. And Libyan North American scholarships for students from Libya. The Ontario Trillium Foundation is an agency of the Government of Ontario, and it awards Ontario Trillium scholarships to international PhD students to study at universities in Ontario. The Government of Quebec also offers scholarship programs to foreign students. These include university students who are pursuing a doctorate or postdoctoral study at Quebec universities, students that are pursuing vocational training, and students at the college level who are pursuing technical training. Loans are available to international students, but consider your likely ability to pay them back given salaries in your home country. The best rates are available to students who have a Canadian citizen or landed immigrant cosigner with a good credit rating. A fixed interest rate loan that will not increase over time is preferred to a variable interest rate loan that may increase substantially over time. International students are permitted to be employed during their studies. Employment must be on campus or off campus with permission, but is limited to 20 hours per week during term unless on a co-op program. Outside of term time, work hours can be full-time. Expect pay between $11 Canadian, and $15 Canadian per hour. Positions on campus are not guaranteed, so check with your institution early about your interest in working. Some countries restrict international monetary transfers. If you live in such a country, check about the procedure for gaining permission. Wire transfers, the most common way to transfer large sums of money internationally, is by bank wire. Request wiring instructions from your institution of higher education. The custom is for the wiring party to pay for outgoing bank fees and the receiving party to pay incoming bank fees. Some institutions of higher education will accept credit card payment, sometimes imposing a processing fee. Check your spending limit on your credit card to determine if this is an option. Transporting large sums of cash into Canada is risky and requires border disclosure, forms, and documentation. Most Canadian banks permit international students to open an account. Canada is mostly a cashless society. Most payments are made by credit card, and many banks and companies offer credit cards to international students, whether or not they bank with them. If you found this video useful, please indicate that you liked it and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.